Hey guys, so yesterday was my first BJJ class since COVID started. It's been like 3 or 4 months, and I decided that what we ended up doing was actually really good, and so I wanted to go ahead and basically do the class with you kind of verbatim. And I was going to set a timer, but I don't really have a great place to put it. So, roughly this was about a half an hour class. And so let's go ahead and go through it. So I'm going to take you through our normal warm up. And feel free, you guys are going to need a punching bag or a grappling dummy or something along those lines as a partner. It's probably going to be better if it's like a real grappling dummy or a punching bag, but you can use, your foam roller thing, but it's gonna be better to have something that's a little bit more human-sized, even if it's a little oversized rather than under. So let's go ahead and go through our warm-up. We're gonna go back, keeping our chin tucked, coming down to that butterfly stretch, making sure that we're not putting any pressure on our neck. Now I'm gonna open up my legs, my toes. Again, you don't have to touch your toes to the ground. If you can't, don't force it. If you just kind of get here, that's fine, right? This is a trick that I did in the beginning, which is I put my fists next to my face, just to kind of make sure that I'm not putting any pressure on my neck. Now I'm gonna create a path. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, strike heels up to the ceiling. Triangle to the right, triangle to the left. Make sure that when you're doing this, that your boots are on both legs. We're going to go right leg in, left leg forward, or in this case backwards. Make sure that your elbows are connected to your knees the whole time. Now I do this little stretch here. I think I'm the only one that does it. You can just, switch your legs over. You don't have to really do those little splits up there. That's fine. Whatever works for you. Okay. The main thing I want you guys to do is try to make sure that this front foot goes far enough out that it's kind of in front so not here where I can easily be taken down, right? But I want to land with my foot a little bit in the front. And my elbows being connected, guys. This is my combat position for when I'm in the guard, right? So that they can't re-guard or really play a very effective open guard. Now, come up, put your fist on the mat, Jeebus, and come up into that position. Kind of like a little S-mount type thing going on here. All right. Now I'm going to bring my feet in close to my butt. I'm going to do a couple bridges here. So look the direction you're going. Try to make sure that your hips are going mostly up. I don't mean up, right? Up in the turn mostly happens in my body. And I'm thinking about trying to get my top shoulder across my body to the other shoulder. All right. Now, heads, shoulders, hips off the ground as much as you can. Little circles here. The key here is I want my knees as flopped open as much as I possibly can. I'm nice and relaxed here. My shoulders and my hips are off the ground. So I've got a single point of pressure on the ground. And you hear that scraping? That's my hips pivoting side to side. That's what I'm going for. Now let's switch directions. Remember, it's always awkward going the other way. Don't worry about it. In, out, in, out, in, out, out, in, out. And it's really important for all three of those movements that we're not trying to do it at the knee. It's this whole circle, right? My knees and my toes are all pointed in the same direction the whole time. It's coming from my hip, right? So, sit up, roll out the back, come up in upward facing dog, and then roll back into a bottom 4 quarters. Trying to widen out your base as much as you can. Sink your hips. Right up, left arm under. Stretch out that deltoid a little bit. Switch. Alright, so now I'm going to get my bag out. And And there are nails down here in this transition, so let's go ahead and pick it up so we don't tear it. And try to be very mindful. I don't have a lot of space back here, so for some of these things, I want to be very, very mindful about, you know, the fact that I've got about 6 feet total here and then like another foot there. So I want to be very mindful of that so I don't run into anything. So from here, I'm basically sitting on somebody's hooks. So their feet are underneath my thighs, right? Maybe even underneath my shins. And their knees are up. And so I'm in this kind of potentially like ice block position or whatever. So from here, I need to come up. So I'm going to put my palms onto my opponent's hips and I'm going to rise up. Now, when I come up, I'm making a post directly on those hips. Remember, I don't want them to move a whole lot. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and go into a Toriando. So a lot of times from here, I'll actually come out, like if I'm doing like a real Toriando here, and I'd be like controlling one leg here, making sure I'm not off this hook. If this hook follows me up and I have it, I need to clear that hook, right? And remember, the way that we do that is we pressure down with our knee onto that hook, and then we make a little circle kicking ourselves in the butt. We will never get a hook off this way. The hook can follow higher than my leg can lift. So I need to pin it down, there. So if you guys want to add that in, you can go ahead and do that. So from here, right, I've got this leg here, so I need to move it over this side. So by pushing forward with my hips here, I clear a path, and I'm going to be drawing it here. So from here, right, I'm ready to come out and come up into a knee ride position. Remember that when we're in a knee ride position, my foot is tucked under the butt, my knee is going right up into the solar plexus, so I'm not becoming a seat belt here, right? I'm not going right across the hips or right across the waist. This is going into this little spot in the lower ribs, right? Or slightly below it, right? Somewhere in that ballpark. My other foot is in line with his head or shoulders, right? And it's posted up. I see this a lot with newbies, right? Is where they're doing something really weird here. No, we want to have this 90-degree bend here, and we want to make sure that our partner's taking most of the weight. So I'm not out here too much because he's going to be able to turn into me easier, right? I'm going to be right center onto him. From here, I'm going to come down into a side control position. So I'm going to tuck underneath the head. I'm going to have my knee up by his head, right by his ear, right? As high as I possibly can up in the shoulders. I'm going to slide this one off, and I'm going to block the hip on this side. My pressure near side shoulder, I'm inflating my chest and looking up, and I'm blocking with my hand. All right? So let's go ahead and just work that transition a little bit. So I'm here on the hooks, right? Pop up, my weight's going down into my hands. This is very important. So from here, right, if I were to do this really realistically, right, I would come up. There are probably going to be hooks into my thighs at this point. So I need to clear one. I need to potentially push down right on the ankle to clear that one, and then bridge up, pass to the other side. I'm holding onto the knee to keep his thigh against my hip, and then I'm going to move around and slide into this knee ride position. Now the way that we did it yesterday is we didn't pretend that the legs were there, right? So we're here, whatever position we are, push on the hips, up, and then we just came around, and that's fine, okay? And then coming down to that side control position. So up, slide in, hook the head, connect my knee, block the hip, drop my other knee. Pressure here, and I've got this nice strong side control position. My hips are low. I'm not going to come up into this position, right? Okay, 2 more times. Up, slide, cut the head, drop the knee. Block the hip, drop the other knee. Up, slide through, cut the head, drop the knee. Block the hip, drop the knee. Make sure that my weight at no point is way over here. I don't want him to be able to roll me. And if he starts to buck here, I'm gonna extend this out even if my knee's still up here. So it's gonna be harder for him to roll me. My legs can be stretched out to the back. Now, I come up, right? And so from here, I'm gonna pivot off to the side. Okay? So from here, I'm going to take this leg, right? So if I pivot to my right leg is the one I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna slide it through between his gate. I'm going to slide into the side control position, getting the underhook on this side, and then I'm in this switch-based position, or I can come into scarf hold position, transition to your side control, block the hip. Okay, about 4 more of these. So up. Okay, I'm going to go to the left right now instead of the right. So from here, I lift the hand that's in the way up. I think about the right one. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm thinking about the wrong. So I'm here, lift this hand up, come out the side, slide down, and you want to get this unhook, this pinch between your hips and your elbow. Up, so pick up, slide. Notice I'm trying to connect my hips all the way down. All right? And I try to keep my weight low as possible. It's a little bit harder on a punching bag because it's so tall that it's not quite realistic. But we do what we can with what we have, right? Here, right? Slide through, around, and here, okay? Now, if you're having trouble, like I am with this thing, I want to keep a hand out here, right? As I'm doing this slide through. It might be this hand, but, right? So off to the side here. If I'm coming out here, I want to have this post here. Yes, I want to get this connected as soon as possible, but if I'm too heavy and I'm up this way, he can roll me. So I want to make sure that post is able to move, right? Get that underhook. Boom. Now, it is really important with this pass, right? That if I come out and I'm here and I'm doing the slide here and I don't get this underhook, he's got a very clear path to my back. So I don't want to give him that. Okay? Up, side, left, here, into that side control position, transition, and block the hip. Okay? So, I'm going to do one more so I can get into the other side. So it's my good side. Alright, connect that hip as soon as possible, slide down, get that underhook here, block the hip here. My knees are by the hips and the head. So from here, I'm going to take this hand over, and I'm going to underhook the arm and grab the shoulder here. I'm going to take this hand out, I'm going to grab the elbow or the shoulder on this side, and so I'm more concerned, like I can post out with this hand if I need to, I'm more concerned about him turning into me on this. So I'm going to lift this shoulder or his elbow a little bit on this side so it's going to be harder for him to turn in. I'm going to make a little post out here so that I can slide into this scarf hold, and then I pinch my hips between my elbow. Okay. Bump, bump, bump. Slide through. Make that connection. I just slid into that home plate, so I'm going to come into that side control position. All right, block, block, lift, shoulder lift, and come into that scarf hold position. Okay, from the other one, pop up, back out, slide in, right? So from here, I'm going to head, come into that side control position, grab both shoulders. So underhook on this side, I'm lifting up on my hip side shoulder, make a little post, slide through, come into this position. From here, I am going to grab his wrist and try to pull it up. He's going to try to protect because he knows he doesn't want me to separate the arm from his hand, from his body, so he's going to pin it down. So I'm going to pin it down with him, and now I'm going to bring my knee to the other side of his head. I pinch my knees together, I take my hands, and I scooch them under his elbow, right? Now, from here, I'm going to take this hand out, I start to roll my hip, and then I sit down into scarf hold on the other side. Here, slide. All right, I'm back into this side control position. So I got the underhook here, blocking the hip here. Now from here, I'm going to move and underhook on this side. I'm going to lift up the shoulder on this side, slide through. Okay, I'm going to pull, push, step over, slide my hands underneath his elbows. Now I'm going to take this hand out, back step, and come into the scarf hold position. Hold the head, block the hip. Over, slide through, right? And now I'm going to pull, push, step over, pinch, slide. Now I'm going to take this hand out, start to underhook, roll my hip, big back step, come out into the scarf hold position on the other side. Come back into this side control position. Now we can grab the belt or grab onto his hip and hold it down, push on his shoulder, slide up into this knee ride position. Okay, now I'm going to take my other knee, I'm going to put it next to my first one, right, or right on his chest. From here, I'm going to take this hand and replace it with this hand here. So from here, and now I'm going to helicopter, and I slide down here, tuck, and I come into the mount position. Now my back foot is come up and create a seatbelt across his lap here, right, pump, and then I'm underhook the head, lock the hips. From here, grab the hip, drop my elbow down, push on the shoulder, slide up into that knee ride position. From here, I bring my other knee on, I replace my hand, I helicopter around, and I go under his hook here, his feet there, and I come down into the mount position. I'm going to bring my left foot up this time, underhook the head, come over, slide off into the side control position. Now, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to grab the hip, pin, push on the shoulder. Here, 2 feet on, switch hands, helicopter, down, slide into the mount, and take my right leg out, underhook the head, bring my knee up. I've got this as a post, right guys? Block the hip, slide down into the side control position. Block, push, up, slide up. I don't disconnect here. I tuck under the butt here. Now I bring both feet off, place, helicopter, and down here. Now, slide, and then I'm gonna come back up to the knee ride position for here. So from here, right, I'm gonna post 2 hands on the ground, I'm gonna kick myself in the butt, I'm gonna switch to the other side. Switch, switch. Okay, it's really important that we're getting our heels all the way to our butt in this transition. That way I don't get stuck up on his knees, right? Boom. So now, I'm gonna take this leg, I'm gonna be very careful of his head. I'm gonna go into this PP dance position, right? So I connect my knees together, and my weight goes onto this knee before this knee starts to come off. And now I tuck under the butt, helicopter around, being very mindful of the head, and I'm here, right? So now I'm going to step around, PP dance, switch, around, PP dance, switch, around, PP dance, switch. Very mindful all the way through this, guys. Boom. So from here, guys, you can start to flow this, okay? So you're gonna lift up on the shoulder, underhook the head, slide into a scarf hold position. Pull, push, step, slide under. Move your hand over, big back step, slide in that scarf hold position, make sure your knees and toes are pointed up. I'm gonna underhook the head, come into the side here. Now if you want to, you could drop your hip and come into a switch base position. Pull, push on the hand, push on the hips. Now I'm gonna ride my hips up his thigh and then come up into that knee ride position. And now I'm gonna switch sides this way, and then I'm gonna switch sides this way, right? And then come back down. So you guys can play with this for a while. Boom, whichever one that you wanna work on. So I'm here, right? Boom, boom, right? And I could go here, 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 here. Now when I get to the side, guys, I'm gonna take my head side arm, I'm gonna put it under his elbow and try to get it up into his armpit. Block the hip, drop my hips here, right? So now I'm going to come up, my hips back onto his hooks, and you can go right back to the beginning here, guys. If you want to go for that Toriando, or if you want to go for that knee cut pass, that's great. Now from here, we're going to pass. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my hands and I'll put them under and hold on to his shins if I can help it, right? So if I can hold on to his feet and his shins, his hooks can't follow. From here I'm going to put my head to one side and I'm going to come over this way. One more time, okay? So I'm down here, okay? I'm in this ice block position. My elbows are preventing him from being able to pull his legs and feet out. I'm going to take both hands and I'm going to grab a hold of his shins. Okay, from here I'm going to put my head to one side, hop up, and land down into this side control position. Okay, to the other side. Grab both legs, put my head to the other side, up. And this is relatively new to me, so yes, I am landing on my partner's head a little bit here, but you know, do your best for now. Okay, this is why we're doing it with punching back. So I'm here, okay, and I did 2 on my good side, so I'm going to do another on my bad side. Up, cartwheel over, and take side control. Okay, now if you want to progress that, I'm down in this position, right? And if I can't get these hooks, then I cannot do that one, right? If the hooks can follow me, then I'm just going to get stuck on that. I'm going to pull back into the guard, right? So what I'm going to do here is instead, roll it this way, because this is where I need the space. So instead, guys, I'm going to come down, I'm going to pinch the hips, I might put my hands on the ground, I put my forehead on the ground. Now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to land my feet over there. Okay? So I'm
forehead on the mat, guys. That's really important. Now, since he can follow me with his hooks because I can't get to him, all I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little flip here.
And I come into my switch base position here. Hey, give me half a second. Get in there. And that's basically what we've covered here, guys. So, what we do now, since we've kind of gone over a bunch of different things here, there are things that you can add to it, right, guys? So I can come up here, I can do my little knee cut pass, I can post, slide into the mount, okay? Not the most exciting way to get to the mount, but whatever. And so from here, I can rise up, put my hands on this chest, come into this mid-range mount. So from here, I can block if I want to, slide my knee up under the elbow. I'm gonna bring this other leg under, I'm gonna try to rock him up a little bit. I go under, grab my own thigh. So I'm underhooking his arm here and grabbing my own thigh. And then I block the hip. I'm gonna put all my weight on this side of my hip. So I can slide my leg over so it's nice and light. Come into this position, PB dance, finish that on bar. So from here, underhook the head, block, seatbelt, post, up. Keep your dance around. Here, I can go here, post, slide around into the mount, get down here, belly up, shoot. And now I can post, slide my knee up, so his elbow's trapped here. I'm gonna bring this. If you want to at this point, guys, you could underhook this side's elbow right here, okay? Just be mindful that he can potentially come this way, so you want to be ready to post here. Lift him up a little bit so you can tuck under nice and tight here. So I'm going to cut here, I'm going to roll my hip forward just a little bit, so this is a little bit higher, so I get better hip penetration. I bring that leg forward, I grab my own thigh. I smell his knees, bring my arm over, boots on, knees together, pull back, get that arm bar. Okay? So, from here, guys, it's up to you what you're going to do. So you are going to either, you're going to work your way around from all these different positions, and you're just going to kind of go flow nice and easy. If you find something that you're not good at, do that more, right? If you find something that you're really great at, maybe you want to get better at it. I don't know. So how this kind of flows and works for you is completely up to you. So take your time with it, and go through as much as you can. If you need to, if you have a whiteboard or a piece of paper you want to stick to the wall or something, and you just want to kind of go through and make a checklist of things that you want to hit, if that's the way it's going to work for you, so you're not having to think of it on the spot, go ahead and do that. Eventually I want you to get to the point where you don't have to think about it on the spot, right? So everything's going to come automatic, go. All right, so that's what I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it gives you a good workout. I'm sweating already. I hope you guys are too. All right, talk to you later.